Hey, YouTube. Well, anybody still following Jussie Spollett case? It was an interesting case. I think about 8 months ago. Well, I won't go over the details, but apparently now the city of Chicago wants to sue Jussie Spollett. They're in civil case court for this money that it cost the city on this hoax of his. He is still sticking to his story, although I doubt that there's 5 people in America that believe him. 5 people with rational minds that believe him. He has no case. But, he's in the hands of lawyers now. For me, Jussie should have simply admitted he was wrong, let this thing fade and gone away. We have forgot all about it. Forgot all about you. Next, in a couple of months, we forgot all about Empire. Just be a thing in the past, resurface in a couple of years or so. But nope, he's stretching this thing out now. He don't want to give him the $130,000. My guess is he's going to end up paying that much to these lawyers, trying to get him off. Maybe not exactly $130,000, but he's been paying lawyers for quite some time now, right? Those people don't work for free. And since there's no money in it for them, I mean, if they won the case, they don't get anything for it, so they need to be paid. So Jussie Smollett gonna stretch his things out. I mean, people on television they have this endless amounts of money, endless streams of money. It's not true. When the show is over, I mean, there's no more income coming in. So depending on how wisely they've spent, and a lot of young actors they spend recklessly because they don't see an end to it when you're in the middle of it, right? Get huge mortgages and so forth. We don't know what his financial situation is, but he is sticking to this dumb story, which I just think is a mistake. I think it's a mistake. I think if you want to hire lawyers, you should have hit, okay, here's the mission. We want to get this try to bargain this money down. Maybe we can we give you $90,000 cash. Now, whether he has $90,000, which is doubtful, but if he does or doesn't, you can crowdfund money for almost anything now. You can GoFundMe. He can get that's not that much money really. When you consider some people have raised $1 million on GoFundMe. It is possible. He has a fan base. I'm sure that a few dollars here and there, he could come up with the 130 and just pay him and just let it go away. Let the case go away. But no, he was sticking by his guns and he wants to tell his side of the story, even though his side of the story is all over videotape. I mean, I don't know how he feels like he can win something there. But rich people get off all the time because they got money, right? So maybe they have a plan. But the news a few days ago was that the city is not dropping their suit against him. He tried to get it dismissed. The city says, no, we want our money. You played us enough. You got all your publicity. And now we want you to pay us back what you owe us. $130,000, probably not very much to the city. It's the principle. It's the principle. You made a fool out of us, and we want you to at least pay that. You didn't pay any time in jail. I mean, in all honesty, you should have been put in jail. Now they've assigned a special prosecutor to reinvestigate the case. I guess this is primarily against the lady who dismissed it, but to reinvestigate the case. So it's still a possibility that he could go to jail, although I doubt that he will. But he could certainly lose civilly. You lose a lawsuit civilly, I mean, people say that's no big deal, just don't pay him. But that locks up your money. Every time you draw a paycheck, there's somebody there waiting to collect. So it is a serious thing. He could have let it go, make it go away. He's electing to stick to this crazy story. And he's making his name mud in that town. So we can assume that he's not going to live in Chicago forever. But this whole thing could have been over with months ago. Anyway, it's not that big a story anymore. He's not facing any jail time. It's not likely that they're going to prosecute him again. They let him go. So I think technically you can't call that double jeopardy because he was never tried for it in the first place. But I don't think people are that interested in that case anymore. My suggestion to him would be to pay up and shut up.